Might get in just a little bit of trouble for this one. Hey there, welcome to my channel if you're new here, and if not, welcome back. My name is Bo. I am a hairstylist and studio suite owner in Central New York, sharing all things beauty and lifestyle here on the internet. And today I am going to be making a controversial statement as a hairstylist. I hate Olaplex. Hello, isn't Olaplex like the greatest repair product on the market? No, it's not. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but for those who don't know, let me give you the long and the short of Olaplex. Olaplex is a hair care company and product line that made waves in the hair industry because of their protective and reparative products. The goal while using Olaplex during salon services was to protect and strengthen the hair while reducing damage during chemical services, especially blonding. Over the years, with growing popularity of the brand, they now offer everything from professional use products all the way to home care products. So why am I so anti-Olaplex? Well, it's kind of a two-part story, and the first part is my personal experience having it used on me as a client. So we're gonna go back to about 2014. That was probably like the pivoting point where Olaplex was becoming more and more popular, more and more people knew about it, which meant more and more salons were offering Olaplex as part of blonding services and any extreme color correction, color changing services. A little bit on my own hair history. Now, I have dabbled back and forth between going to salons to get my hair done and doing it myself. However, when I would do it myself, I would still purchase salon quality product, either from my stylist, or I would go to Sally's and get like the Clairol color Orwella that you still mix up at home. So during, I think it was my freshman year of college, I was having an identity crisis, as one does in college. I'd been going back and forth for a while. I'd had the same hairstyle and hair color for about a year and a half at that point, and I wanted something completely different to mark this new chapter in my life. So I had sent two reference photos to my stylist. One was kind of similar to what I already had going on. So it was like a predominantly black all over color with like a little peekaboo blonde underneath, and then like a peekaboo blonde underneath here. So underneath the bangs and then underneath on one side of my hair. I really wanted to do blue at the time, so I was thinking either keep it black and do just like a icy blue silver color, like almost like a icy periwinkle, but super pastel, or you just full sun, bleach my whole head and do it just dark blue. And when I got to the day of, I was leaning more towards doing the just making my peekaboo pieces more prominent. So I let my stylist, so this is partially on me, partially on my stylist, but then also we'll get into the Olaplex of it all. I let my stylist talk me into doing the full sun blue moment, and I was very excited. However, things quickly took a turn when we applied the color to my head. As I said, I would either go back and forth between seeing a salon professional or doing it myself. I saw the same stylist for years as to what I would get before I would do it, and then use the exact same product every time I would do it. And the only times I really would color my own hair was when it was red, when I needed to do my retouches in between. I'd go to the salon to get it initially done and then do my roots at home because I was in high school and could not afford to get my hair done all the time. So I would color my own hair, my own roots at home, and then just gloss my ends, or I would refresh my peekaboo pieces on my own at home, again, just to save a little money and or tone it on my own. Before this appointment, I had been very open and honest with her that there was one time that I did do an all over toner on my hair for like a pastel purple tint on the blonde pieces. And that was the only thing that had changed prior to coming in for this service. That had been probably 6 months prior. So realistically, it was a demi-permanent color. It shouldn't have been on my hair anymore. Also, second lesson of this, and why any big changes that clients ask for, especially with going lighter, if I know we have to bleach their hair, this is the importance of doing a strand test. Just a message, an FYI, for new stylists. When in doubt, do a strand test first and then go from there. We begin the process of doing a full platinum card on my hair, and once we start that process, everything's going fine, whatever. We hit lunch, we're chatting, everything's cool, and then all of a sudden she gets this look on her face. She gets this like look on her face, comes over, opens one of the foils. My head at the time was feeling a little hotter than normal, but I wasn't entirely sure what was going on. I didn't think anything of it. So she comes over, she takes a peek at the foil, she just gets this look on her face, and she's like, let's rinse your hair really quick. And at this point, the liner hadn't been, especially the top foils, like I have very thick hair. My bottom foils, I could understand pulling and rinsing at that point, but my top, everything from here up, we'd only had on for maybe 20 minutes at this point. And we don't use a high volume developer because, as you can see, I have naturally curly hair and it just dries it out very, very easily. So we use low and slow method, no heat. So we go over to the sink, she starts rinsing it, and as soon as the water hits my hair, I just hear and I know that's not a good sign. because I've never had this happen. She brings me back over to the chair after she washes my hair. She gets a treatment on for a little bit and is like, it's okay, we're just probably gonna have to cut a little more off than we usually do, but it's okay. At that point in time, my hair was probably down to like here. I kid you not. Everything from here to here, like Betty Spaghetti, Justin Timberlake ramen noodle, but no curl to it, just pin straight, stringy. Picture the worst picture you've ever seen of overprocessed hair, and that's what it looked like. Like just white cotton candy looking, dry, gross. So she's freaking out, and at that point I'm like, well, it is what it is. The damage is already done. I've already come this far, let's just do it, because everything from here on out is going to be new, like hydrating. It's a semi-permanent color that we're putting on, possibly upping it to a demi because of the damage, just to make sure that the color actually sticks. The only thing that was different in what we did with my platinum card, besides the fact that I'd never had a platinum card up until that point, we did do 2 color removers prior to that, like 2 male Lucy treatments prior to that. But the only difference in the bleach was using Olaplex. I think there was some kind of chemical reaction. She did later reach out to them and ask like about situations like what had happened to me, and the only response she got is they said that there may have been a mineral buildup on my hair, but given she had the history of everything that had ever been on my hair, I had never used a metallic color on my hair before, and we did the Malibu C treatment, which at the end of the day, that will remove anything that's on my hair before. It removes mineral buildup, mineral deposit, well water, like top layer of artificial color, all of that stuff. There was really no reason for this reaction to occur other than the only other thing that I can think of now after years of experience doing color and things I've seen hair do is that there just wasn't enough control in the lightener, and it just spiked and then it melted everything off. So that was my personal experience with Olaplex, and my hair had been steaming, bubbling, and it was so hot to the touch, and the only thing that was on it was foils. Like we didn't use heat, we didn't use like a hood here, we didn't use lamps, nothing. It was so hot to the touch. Like the foils were hot, you open them, there was steam coming off, and then my hair itself was so hot when you would touch it, and if you try to pull it, it was so like the elasticity was just gone. So that traumatized me, and then that year we started here, we'd cut my hair to like here that day. This was all still completely fried. Every time I brush it, it would just rip off. I had pieces of hair like back here that were like this long, and it just gradually had to get shorter and shorter and shorter. And then eventually I got a pixie cut while I was in college to kind of give my hair a reset. So that was just my personal experience with it, and I already was kind of on the fence. As I started working in salons where we offered it as a service, I would use it sparingly and in specific situations, essentially only if someone had virgin hair. So we'll fast forward to 2021 when I was working at my previous salon. We used Olaplex in that salon, and it was an additional add-on service that people could opt in for. And at this point in time, 2021, a lot of people already know what Olaplex is. So there would be so many people who would call for a highlight appointment and then ask for Olaplex, whether or not they needed it, without even knowing really what it was. I was more familiar with it, and during COVID lockdown, they did offer a lot of education, like a full in-depth, like how to use it, when to use it, what the active ingredients are, why it works, when not to use it, all that kind of stuff. So I did feel very knowledgeable going into the last salon that I worked at on when, where, and how to use Olaplex, but I was still very weary of it given my history. During my time in that salon using Olaplex, I would notice a lot of inconsistent results when I would do lightening services with it versus without it. I also felt like I could see more visible damage, especially session to session. I'm talking from sitting in my chair, leaving my chair through the blow dry process, till the next time sitting in my chair, leaving my chair, blow dry process. That whole, just while they're in my chair, I could visibly see the difference in their hair, and not in a good way. I would say that I officially stopped using Olaplex about 1.5 years ago when I moved into my studio, and I don't regret that decision. I haven't put Olaplex on a single blonde client in almost 2 years. Honestly, I think my results have been so much better, and not using it hasn't really impacted my career in any way specific. I've also noticed on the consumer side that Olaplex is not a very user-friendly line. 9 times out of 10, when a client tells me that they're using Olaplex, they either don't need to use it or are using the wrong product for their hair and the result they're looking for. Or even if they have the correct product, they are simply not using it correctly. And I know what you're thinking, Mo, how can you not use a product correctly? That sounds insane. You sound like those MLM girls. Let me explain. I'm a firm believer that if you have to over-explain how to use a product, the product should not be offered outside of a salon setting. If you are someone who does use Olaplex or swears by it and think that it's great for you, I strongly suggest you get a professional opinion and recommendation on which specific products you need, and make sure you are using them correctly, and make sure it is a licensed cosmetologist who works professionally as a hairstylist that is giving you this recommendation, not somebody at Ulta and not somebody at Sephora. As somebody who used to work at Ulta, however, as a hairstylist at Ulta, yes, the staff is educated on products. They are still sales reps for the store. They could have the best intention, but their advice might not be sound. Ulta and Sephora will sell you a product just to sell you it, whether or not it's a good fit for you. Make sure you're having a licensed professional share their recommendation with you on what specific products will work best for you, and make sure it's someone who you see regularly to get your hair done. Ask your stylist if Olaplex is a good option for you, and if they're not recommending it for you, general rule of thumb is that you don't need it. So Mo, if you don't recommend Olaplex, then like what the hell do you recommend I use? So I did a little bit of research on what the top 3 products purchased from Olaplex were, and I have some alternate options for you on what you could use to replace it. That being said, I am not getting any financial gain for recommending these products, and the links below to the products are not referral links. I don't get a penny from you purchasing any of these products, so you can purchase them or not purchase them. It's your call. There are some swaps that I have personally used in the salon and had my clients use at home and have seen very good results from. Second disclaimer, you do not need to use all of these at once. Just use 1 or 2 that are going to suit your needs. Okay, so some swaps that I definitely recommend if you are using Olaplex or interested in Olaplex but aren't seeing the results you would like, or are cautious to use it because you have seen some negative effects. Definitely recommend these. First, the Olaplex No. 3 Hair Perfector. That's the little like treatment mask thing that everyone and their mom uses. You'll see it all over TikTok, all over Instagram, all over YouTube, all over everything. First off, most people don't use that correctly, so let's just start there. Second off, swap that out for the K18 Molecular Repair Mask. You wash your hair, you can use it in place of your conditioner. Use it on wet hair, let it sit for 4 minutes, and then you can continue to style as normal, layer your other products on, do whatever you need to do. It works super well, it smells good, and makes your hair so soft. Bond Maintenance Shampoo and Conditioner is the go-to Olaplex shampoo conditioner. I personally would recommend use the Living Proof Restore Shampoo and Conditioner. You're gonna get the same strengthening and repair capabilities that you would get from an Olaplex product, but it's also weightless moisture, tangles really nicely, and you almost instantly start seeing results, which is really cool. Like after you use it, I'd say by like a week of using it, you see results from it. And then lastly, No. 7 Bonding Oil. I would swap that out with the K18 Molecular Repair Oil. This one is just like a weightless, absorbing, reparative oil. So if that's what you're looking for, give it a shot. Have you tried any of those products? If so, share your experience in the comments down below, because we do not gatekeep here. All in all, this video is just my opinion and my experience using Olaplex. If you've personally used it and had a positive experience, by all means, continue to use it. But if you're like me and haven't had the best experience and you're not sure where to start, then I hope you found this video to be helpful. I would love to continue this conversation in the comments down below. And if you'd like to see my face on your screen again, be sure to click the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.